We are asked to write each fraction as a decimal and a percent. We will first convert each fraction to a decimal, then convert each decimal to a percent. To convert a fraction to a decimal, we need to remember that a fraction bar means division, which means to convert a fraction to a decimal, we divide the numerator by the denominator. The fraction 2/3 is equivalent to 2 divided by 3. Let's show the division on the right. If we stop here, we should recognize the 6 is repeating. We also normally place a 0 in the ones place value. As a decimal, 2/3 is 0.6 repeating, which we write as 0.6 with a bar over the 6. The bar over the 6 indicates the 6 repeats. I do want to mention, sometimes you may be asked to round the decimal. To do this, we would repeat the 6 one place value past the round off place value, and then round. Next we have 5 4/9. To convert 5 4/9 to a decimal, one option would be to convert 4/9 to a decimal by dividing 4 by 9 and then adding 5. But let's go ahead and write 5 4/9 as an improper fraction, where the denominator remains 9 and the numerator is 9 times 5 plus 4, which is 49. 49/9 is equivalent to 49 divided by 9. Let's find this quotient to write 5 4/9 as a decimal. Stopping here, we should recognize the 4 is repeating. The decimal is 5.4 repeating, which we write as 5.4 with a bar over the 4. And again, if we are asked to round, we would repeat the 4 one place value past the round off place value and then round. And now let's convert each decimal to a percent. We will take a look at two methods for doing this. For the first method, we will write the decimal as a fraction, then write the fraction as an equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. This is important because a percent is a number compared to 100. Once we have the fraction with the denominator of 100, we use the fraction or ratio to write the percent. And for the second method, we will use the shortcut method, in which we move the decimal point 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. So beginning with the decimal 0.6 repeating, to write this as a fraction, we will write this with the denominator of 1. And now to convert to a percentage, we need an equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. To do this, we multiply the numerator and denominator by 100. Of course, 1 times 100 is 100, and 0.6 repeating times 100 is equal to 66.6 repeating. Let's take a look at this product. The shortcut for multiplying by 100 is to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So if we have 0.6 repeating, we know this is equal to 0.6666 and so on. To multiply by 100, we move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So 1, 2. The decimal point is here. Notice how this does give us 66.6 repeating, or 66.6 with a bar over the 6. And now that we have the fraction with the denominator of 100, the numerator indicates the percent. This is equal to 66.6 repeating percent. But also recognize that 0.6 repeating is equal to 2/3. We could also write this as 66 2/3%. Let's look at the second decimal of 5.4 repeating. To write 5.4 repeating as a fraction, let's write 5.4 repeating over 1. And now we need to write an equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. So we multiply the numerator and denominator by 100. 1 times 100 is 100. 5.4 repeating times 100 is equal to 544.4 repeating. And let's take a look at this below. we know that 5.4 repeating is equal to 5.4444 and so on. The shortcut for multiplying by 100 is to move the decimal point 2 places to the right, so 1, 2, which does give us 544.4 repeating. And because we now have a fraction with a denominator of 100, we know the percent is 544.4 repeating percent. But because we know 5.4 repeating is equal to 5 4/9, 0.4 repeating is equal to 4/9, we can also write the percentage as 544 4/9 percentage. I hope you found this helpful.